Hello friends and family, and welcome to Day 3, Back 9 of the 2023 Pro World Championships presented by LL Bean. Coverage brought to you by Ace Run Pro, and this is our FPO chase card. We're at a PDGA major, and my name is Holyn Handley.
And I'm Raven Klein. Don't worry, you're going to be fine. We've brought you the Back 9. We are in Jeffersonville, Vermont, getting ready to follow our chase card through, I think a very fun part of this course.
We're at the wooded track called Brewster Ridge. Checking into the leaderboard, you can see Tatar still hanging on to first place. Missy Gannon making up the difference, and Evelina Salonen in third. And on this card, you're watching Holyn Handley and Henna Blomroos try to work their way to the podium.
We're going to start off with hole 10, par 3, 410 feet, downhill the entire way, seemingly the most open hole that we have on the course. So a lot of players are going to take something, maybe hyzer something less stable, get full flight out of it, and you want to come to rest maybe just shy of the basket. I have seen players overthrow this. If you get a hold of it, it will just keep gliding.
There is a tree. You see the little skinny trees on the right side. Those are usually the most common error I see on this hole, just hitting those. Allie's backhand shot lands pin deep.
I would say that's the second most common error.
Yeah, 55 feet out.
Yeah, hyzering out to that left side. There are the 3 or 4 guardian trees that might prevent you from a birdie putt if you're on the left side. Holyn going long. I'm pretty sure she went long on day 1 also.
She did. Behind the rock wall.
Behind the rock wall. Yeah. But the birdie becomes difficult when you hyzer all the way out to the left.
Blomroos with a mid off the tee, and she's putting for birdie from 35. Every player missing that set of trees I mentioned. And Oliva shot hyzering out. She'll be hanging out over there with Allie and Holyn.
Allie with the forehand approach into the bullseye.
I love how she keeps her up shots just a foot or two off the ground.
Yeah.
So even if you hit something, there's not a lot of error to be had.
That's true.
Oliva for birdie from 65. And it's really squishy over there.
She's in a lot of mud. They've put down as much hay and wood chips as they can, but...
Oh, that's my friend Casey from the Maple Hill area.
I love Casey.
I didn't know she was
She
here
dyed her hair.
spectating. Holyn for birdie? Oh. Off the top hat. She must have almost hit Casey with her drive.
Yeah.
Blomroos has a birdie putt from the knee.
Oh, top of the cage.
I like it when the other competitors genuinely want you to make the birdie putt. You saw Allie, she hopped when it didn't go in. She wanted it to go in.
Yeah. Well, that's one of my favorite things about disc golf is that other people's shots don't affect yours. So you're either playing well or not, but you can root for someone to play well.
Henna in for the par. And Allie Smith in for the par as well.
Full card of pars there for our chase card. I believe Henna is still the only player with a clean card after the front 9.
Yes. Hole 11. Man, another one of my favorite holes on this course besides 7. A downhill blind par 4, 620 feet. Off the tee, you can try to be conservative and land here, but why would you want to do that? Let's send it, baby. Let's get all the way down to about right here. That'll give you 160 feet into the green, send it up to the chips, and get yourself a look at a birdie 3. See a lot of people try to overthrow this off the tee, pull it to the right, and then also another error is hyzering out into the woods on the left side a little too early.
Allie looked like she was starting to get a little bit of that late turn, but she hyzers that onto the left side. She does get good distance down there, though.
I love a supportive crowd.
Yeah.
Holyn Handley up second.
Come on.
Nice flip
That
up
is
turn.
so pretty. Turning our catch cam around, that is what we look for on a hole like this.
I'd like to see Henna get all the way to circle 2. Hers just hits a tree and lands short. She'll have to scramble for par.
That was looking really nice.
It was.
That's the shot shape you're going for. Maria cutting hers a little bit tighter to the right side. That looks... Oh, it looked really good, but she does end up in a pretty good position.
It looked really good until it didn't.
I know, I hate when that happens.
Henna from a knee, just looking for a placement shot. Land in the middle, have yourself a nice clear path to the basket, take a 4.
Maria just off on the right side, a standstill patent pending.
She could get birdie, but now she's crushed it. She's sent it 200 feet past the basket.
Going to the next tee pad.
Maria takes some fire off of that.
I believe that was Allie.
If that's her second shot from the woods, that was incredible. She's up there putting for birdie.
Yeah, she went really far down. We still haven't even gotten to Holyn.
This is Henna's third shot, and now she has a par putt from 25 feet. Finally, it's Holyn's turn.
Putter in her hand. Wow. Keeping it low. She does catch that stump there, so it leaves her a little bit short, but she's putting for birdie.
Maria, Oliva, she's not as far past the basket as it looked.
No, I definitely thought she sailed down the hill, but she must have caught a tree or a spectator.
I can see the circle whisker there, so she's probably about 60 feet out. Much better than it appeared. Holyn Handley for birdie from 30. Actually, that was more like 38. She hit the band. It was a good try. I hate that she shorted that upshot after such an incredible drive.
I know. I'm sure she does too.
It burns. Allie Smith for birdie.
Oh,
man.
I mean, after a drive like that, having a birdie putt is fantastic.
Henna to save par.
Just getting a lot of metal hits out of these putts. This played as the second most difficult hole today. There were 2 birdies from Paige Shue and Chantel Buditsky.
Oh, I played with Chantel. I saw that. Backhand off the tee, forehand upshot, and a short putt.
Yeah, when I see holes like this and it's like Paige Shue, I picture just like putter, 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 because she throws her putters so well on these tight lines.
She does.
And there's the blemish for Henna. Dang it. Hole 12, par 3, 355 feet. Just a simple hyzer down the hill, or so it seems. This one does have OB behind the basket with a drop off, so if you pump this too far, you're putting for par from about 50 feet, depending on if you went left or straight. It looks simple, it can be, but let's see if they execute it.
See a lot of shots finish a little early and left. Also some shots getting pulled over towards the next tee pad. Allie Smith's backhand looks great, but it is a little short. She'll have a 55-foot putt for birdie.
An interesting thing about this hole, obviously you don't want to throw too high with the OB, But if you throw low and play for the skip, there's a lot of rocks, tree roots, and just trees to stop you from actually skipping into the green.
Looks like Holyn hit a tree. She'll have a 40-foot birdie look.
Maria with an early release into the left side. That is not going to be an easy par save, but it is doable.
Holyn and Maria both working with the Throw Joe's die artist, so you can see a lot of cool dies on their discs.
Henna releasing her shot to the right side, catches a tree, and it does kick her across the fairway.
Maria Oliva's going to have to scramble for par. She's forehand turnover, bit of a difficult. Now it's taken an edge and it's rolling away from the basket towards the next tee. She's going to have to make a 70-foot par putt or play it for bogey.
Henna with the hyzer approach into the green, and she'll be putting for par. I love putts like this.
Oliva to save par, and it's a little too left. She'll be taking a bogey here on the 12th.
Oh, right next to Allie. She kind of chuckled, and I'm wondering if it's because of how well it's lined up.
How fun the putt looks. And Allie doesn't connect for her birdie putt either. Holyn for birdie from 28, and she pulls it right side, and she knew as soon as it left her hand, it wasn't on line. You hate to let those ones slip away, especially when you're inside the circle.
Oh, yeah.
Oliva makes good for the bogey. One thing I like about Holyn's game is that she's intense. You saw she was really angry at that moment, but only that moment.
Yeah.
It was there and then it was gone, and it's not affecting anyone else. I can appreciate the passion and intensity in that and the professionalism at the same time. Henna in for par.
Yeah, Holyn does do that very well, and it's, I mean, I would say appreciated.
Allie Smith drops in her par. This hole averaged slightly under par so far. Maria Oliva with the only bogey here on the 12th. Here we are on hole 13, a par 4, 570 feet. Off the tee, placement is more important than distance. You can land here or get a little more aggressive and try to get around the corner to about right here. Your second shot is another decision maker. Are you going to lay it up to here, or are you going to try to make it inside this tight, very wooded gap and get yourself a look at a birdie 3? I'd say the second shot is probably the most difficult if you're trying to get into the tunnel. Allie Smith up first. Forehand off the tee. It's moving to the back pocket, but she hits a tree and lands early right side. Looks parable from there. Birdie's probably out of the question.
Holyn also going at the forehand. Great power on that. Catches a tree, limb, but she is still going to be in good position.
If you've ever been here, she's right by that short gravel tee.
Yes. They have like the junior tees all along this course.
Now, this is the kind of shot I love to see. Henna with a full distance backhand, but it turns a bit early and she's kind of pinched off on the right side. Birdie might be out of the question from there.
Maria with the forehand, get around the tree. Oh, I think she split the trees.
Maria's really working her forehand the last couple of weeks. She has added that to her game. It's looking incredible.
Oof, Allie trying to split the trees and get some distance on her second shot, but catches the left tree trunk and kicks into the right side. She'll be attempting a similar shot again. Doesn't get greedy, though, and just gets herself onto the fairway.
She is never a greedy player.
No.
It's just not her style.
Oh, keep turning.
Oliva sends a backhand, but she might be out of position to get up to the basket. If you don't line up with that tunnel, sometimes you have to just do another short pitch up to get lined up with the tunnel.
Henna going a little bit more aggressive. She's not happy with that, but she does land in front of the opening to the tunnel. So she'll be able to get par.
Oh, Holyn with a textbook shot up the tunnel. She's putting for birdie. Love to see it. It's one of my favorite holes.
That was beautiful.
This is Allie's fourth shot. She's trying to push it forward.
It worked.
Get herself a putt for bogey. I'm going to try that tomorrow. And you can see Maria is just out of position. So,
if you're going to be left, though, it's actually better to be short, because if you push closer to pin height on the outer left side, the tree branches get really thick and it's hard to get through. She's like in the splits.
yeah, Maria pitches up into the tunnel and sneaks up there a little bit. I think she has a putt at it.
Henna with another one of these forehand touch shots. She sends it a little bit left but gets a good tree kick.
Oliva unable to connect the putt. And Henna, after a good play from the tee, unfortunately, just a couple of misfires. And Allie Smith will take a bogey here. It's actually a good scramble from her. Oh my goodness,
geez.
Maria has fallen down.
She popped right back up.
Yeah, she sure did. Looks to be fine. I'd say if you don't fall down once a week playing disc golf, you're just not trying hard enough. Oliva in for the bogey.
Once a week?
Hey, some people are not so graceful, Miss Raven. Holyn in for the birdie here on the 13th. How many birdies did we have? Oh, it's quite a few.
7.
That's more than I expected.
Yeah, people who really figured this hole out.
Well done, ladies.
It still was the 4th most difficult, though.
And after that, Holyn Handley, now the only player under par on this FPO chase card.
Moving on to hole 14, par 3, 275 feet. You want to crest this hill, but the basket does end on the left side, so you can play the higher route if you're going to turn, flex this shot, which I do actually like, but you don't want to get stuck too far on the right side if you don't commit or you don't throw a stable enough disc. You can also just try and pump it straight and hyzer in toward the basket.
Holyn Handley up first after a birdie on the 13th. Looks like she was going for a flex line, but it's just annied a lot and didn't get much of a flex back.
Allie going with that just cresting the hill aspect, sliding up, doesn't get the turn toward the basket, but she'll be pin high.
Yeah, Allie's putting for birdie from 28 feet. And Oliva taking the inside direct route, but hits a tree on the way there. She has a 70-foot putt for birdie.
Oh, that looks so nice from Henna.
Henna parks it in the bullseye. Yeah, that deserves a run back.
I love seeing this shot from her because she has the power to just throw a hyzer. And you don't see that from everybody. Landing softly inside the bullseye. Beautifully done.
Oliva for birdie. And she decides just to lay it up.
Holyn Handley for birdie. Around the tree, but leaves it short. She'll tap in a par.
Allie Smith for birdie from 28, and it's in.
It looked like it was going to be short from this angle.
It did. It also looked pretty right side. Oliva makes good for the par. As Henna taps in her very short birdie putt.
And Holyn will collect her par.
when you're outfitted for all that's out there.
Even the ordinary becomes extraordinary.
So here's to taking a moment to appreciate every moment, made outside together.
Welcome back, Ace Runners. Hole 15, par 3, 325 feet. This sort of plays in an island off of the tee. You've got to throw over the out of bounds to the inbounds area. If you don't land in bounds, you can proceed to the drop zone or take it from where it was last in bounds. You can throw it too long and go OB behind the basket over the rock wall. Otherwise, you can just throw straight and have a downhill putt. If you get a lazy hyzer finish, you'll be in the circle with a putt for birdie. Step number 1, keep it in bounds. Allie Smith up first after a birdie on the 14th.
That's a great shot.
Oh, it's
She's
perfect.
coming
It's
in
long,
hot,
though.
Oh.
Saved by the wall.
It's that easy.
They put
to
the
go OB.
paywall right there at those rocks, and I've seen it save so many shots. Thank you, Disc Golf Network.
Ooh. Henna yanks her shot a little bit to the right, but just being safe saves her strokes at like half the field.
Holyn throws a mid off the tee, a low, straight shot. She'll have a putt for birdie from 45. It's downhill and it's fast.
If you come in too high or too fast on this shot, you can just skip right over the rock wall. You can kind of see that the fairway slants down and left almost the whole way.
Oliva saved by the wall as well?
Wow.
Wow, Disc Golf Network paywall. Doing the real work out there. Mom has to give her a hug for it. I love it.
Not all heroes wear capes, Holly.
Henna Blomroos' standstills are a thing of beauty. She is putting for par from 16 feet.
Holyn for birdie. Oh, I like the shape of that putt. Giving it a bid without, like, lasering it.
Gentle.
Yeah.
Very forgiving putt. And Allie has a putt, but not really, and she tries to forehand chip it in there. It was creative, but it didn't work out. Oliva for birdie. From 19 feet, it's in.
Beautiful. It's amazing what a difference being a foot to the side can make.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you see Allie didn't really have anything.
But Allie has one putt shape. It's between the legs, straight up and down, and a loft in. She doesn't do a hyzer or an Annie or any sorts of styles of putt. So I think if it doesn't line up for her one putt, you know,
It has to get more creative.
it's more of an upshot for her,
Yeah.
is what I've noticed. I don't actually see her jump putt or step putt either.
Yeah, that's true. Holyn in for the par. Allie in for the par. Henna in for the par. Maria with the only birdie.
It's something to be said about Allie not going for really long putts at a fast speed either.
Yeah,
She's placed very well this season.
Yeah, she's smart. Hole 16, par 3, 385 feet. You have OB lining the entire left side. Players will either throw a forehand down the hill, trying to take this inner line, or some kind of backhand turnover that you just allow to fade down the hill. Where the drone is flying through is your best option to get to the basket, but that does not mean it is your only option.
Do not hyzer left over the rock wall. Maria Oliva up first. A backhand turnover that started out very scary. She's landed short. She'll have a 75-foot downhill putt for birdie. I love Allie's forehands, just a couple feet off the ground.
Yeah. It's interesting off the tee. Sometimes the throws look like they're going to go too far right, but you don't realize how far right the basket is.
Allie's shot lands over there near Maria.
Henna's going to push straighter, but there is no OB deep of the basket, so now she'll be looking back up toward the pin.
And this is actually where some male competitors saw a mama bear and 3 cubs 2 days ago.
I was so jealous when I heard about that.
And
I
for the
wasn't
first
out there.
time ever, I heard a wildlife horn in my entire disc golf career. A horn to scare away wildlife.
Yeah, they sent out a message to all the competing players to let them know that this was not a weather delay and to continue playing when they heard the horn.
Holyn Handley's forehand gets down there and she'll have a long look at birdie. Oliva tries to make a birdie putt, but no connection. And here's another good example of Allie.
Yeah.
That was a putt for Maria, but for Allie, it was a forehand chip shot.
Yep. Playing it safe, not risking the downhill or the rollaway, and walking away with a par on 16.
Henna pitches up and she'll play for par. But Holyn has another long birdie look from 60.
Do it.
Off
Oh
the
my
front of the
gosh.
cage.
I just want to see all of those go in.
Oliva in for a very long par putt. A good scramble for her.
Yeah, when you're putting downhill on this one, or even laying up on this one, your comeback becomes far very quickly. Henna and Allie both tapping in par, and Holyn, after a great birdie bid, will tap in a par.
Hole 17, another one of my favorite holes. I say that too much.
It's just a great course.
It is. The whole thing is my favorite. Par 4, 545 feet off the tee. You want to follow the gravel road. Your disc needs to hyzer right at this center section, landing about here. That'll give you approximately 120 to 175 feet into the green, which will give you a look at a birdie 3. However, that rock wall behind the basket, that wooden fence thing past that is out of bounds. Otherwise, off the tee, you're good to land pretty much anywhere. Maria Oliva up first. What a textbook
Absolutely
shot!
perfect.
All the way around the corner, max distance. She'll have 140 feet into the green.
I didn't want to say anything on the off chance that she caught that tree, but out of her hand, that was money. Allie trying to follow suit, but turns hers over a little bit on the right and gets a lucky kick back out to the edge of the fairway.
Henna with a more low-controlled shot, just looking to work around the corner. What a flare skip! She goes past Maria.
Lands on the junior tee pad.
Wow. Yeah, 2 epic shots from Henna and Maria.
Come on, give us a third. Holyn a little bit higher on her release, so she can cut through the corner.
Hit that corner section, and she's hyzered. She might be down in that little bubbling brook.
I don't think she got too deep in there, so I'm
Yeah.
assuming she'll still have like a step out forehand. Allie playing for position, not trying to get too greedy. We don't expect her to. And she'll be playing for par.
Oh yeah, not too bad from Holyn, but not really a look at birdie. So once again, she's playing smart golf. She's pitched out. Oliva looking to send her berg up to the chips and get a putt for birdie. She pulls it a bit to the right side. It busts through anyways, and she's got a birdie putt from 20 feet.
The trees on this one can be a little deceptive because if you catch the left tree, you feel like you messed up your upshot, but the tree is just outside the bullseye. So even if it slaps you down, you still have a putt inside the circle. Henna just teaching a class on this hole. So like that one, from the player's perspective, can feel like a messed up upshot, but Holyn has a, 18-foot putt?
Mm-hmm. And Allie will have a drop-in par. She's happy about that. Holyn to save par. It's in. And if you would like to have Ace Run Pro visit your tournament and film your ladies just let them know. Visit acerunpro.com and get in touch with them. They can head on out there, give you some FPO chase card coverage or MPO. I mean, they'll film both.
That's true.
Oliva in for the birdie. Henna Blomroos in for the birdie.
And Allie will tap in the par. Very well played by this chase card. Welcome back. Our finishing hole, hole 18, par 3, 340 feet. There are two fairways, the left skinnier gap or the more open, more commonly taken right side fairway. When the right side, you can push something on a hyzer, have it crash landing in toward the chips, but even the best shots I've seen on this just get inside the circle, maybe leave you with about a 20-foot putt. The left side fairway is tighter, but it's straighter toward the basket.
Oliva up first after a birdie on the 17th, taking the right side hyzer route. She's hit a limb on the way there, but it doesn't matter. She throws so hard, she's still up there putting for birdie.
On the right side gap, there's a smaller bush, and I use it as a great aiming point. If you can just crest over it, often the power will push you far enough forward to get you closer into the circle.
Henna's backhand hyzer hits the canopy level and trickles down a bit early. She'll have a birdie putt, but it's a long one and on an elevated basket.
I don't know why, but that just made me really happy.
Allie Smith is such a positive, sweet, look at her sweet face. I was just seeing her smile on the tee and I thought, I love playing with her. Allie Smith's hyzer puts her in the circle, putting for birdie. I love Holyn's funny tongue faces.
Holyn takes the lower gap, and if she didn't miss the trees, but that is one of your more ideal ways to get into the basket, is playing the skip.
Holyn has a birdie putt from 50 feet. Can the Challenger SS find its way into the chains?
Yes!
It does! What a birdie finish from Holyn Handley.
Oh, that was beautiful. The low ceiling from that branch. She used every amount of space she had.
Wow.
Holding the pose after the putt.
I love the way she lasered that one in there.
Fantastic.
Blomroos for birdie.
Oh, giving that a bid, but leaves it shy.
Oliva for birdie from 38. Straddle putt around a pencil tree.
Oh,
She misses left side. Allie
Yes,
Smith
Allie.
in for the birdie finish.
beautiful.
That'll leave Allie at 1 under par for the round and Holyn Handley at 3 under par.
Maria makes good on her comeback putt. Yeah, this is an interesting hole. It didn't play extremely difficult. There were 6 birdies on the day, but nobody parked it. There's 0% on that park stat. So all of your putts are like deep circle 1 or circle 2 for the birdie on this hole. That is going to round out our final hole for day 3.
Day 3
man,
already.
What a long tournament.
It's a marathon. Take a peek at the leaderboard. You know the name on top, Kristen Tatar.
Oh, Missy, though, shooting so well today. She cut the lead in half for Kristen.
She sure
gained some
did.
strokes on her. So it's going to be an exciting next 2 days.
Holyn Handley's moved into 3rd, and a couple of names you might have seen on some of our previous days' coverage. And if you missed the front 9, we actually had a player call a foot fault on herself, so you might want to go and check that round out.
Yeah.
That was an interesting one. And we appreciate you guys hanging out. If you'd like to support me, go to pharmacbd.com, use code HOLLY for 35% off this weekend only. It's normally only $20.
It's a good deal.
So get over there.
Yeah. And if you want to support me, you can go to dynamicdisc.com to find my Tour Series disc, or with another round in Charlotte and or Disc Golf Bra. Thank you guys so much, and we can't wait to see you tomorrow.